Very good morning. You know that this is like a second day for a test match. I don't know how many of you are very much interested to see the test matches these days. The first day of test match is pitch is green. All players are very enthusiastic. But when it comes to the second day, you know that pitch is also getting dry. Players are also tired somewhat. At the same time, the similar is the case in conference for the second day. You have a lot of input from yesterday's sessions, and you have to digest it. You have learned a lot of things. Am I audible? Okay, good. So I will try to set the pace for the day, because I know that on the second day, the first batsman or the bowler who are coming to the pitch, they have a responsibility to set pace for the day, how the game is going to be. And this is a responsibility which I am taking it, and thanks to QAI for giving me this opportunity of the first session. And my subject looks to be very complex, but it is not. When we will be moving, you will see that it's not as complex as it should be, but only it needs some kind of a guidance, some kind of a planning. Okay. Because it's starting of the day, I will start with the analogy of Bollywood. What is similarity? Bollywood and software testing. Is there any similarity? Yes, it is. And I'll tell you, by the end of this slide, you will remember that how Bollywood or Hollywood or the industry is similar to our industry. Those who are familiar with the cinema, 80s, 90s, these are the cinemas, right? Sholay, Tejab, Diwar. You remember these things, right? At that time, any movie, if it is screened, it will run for 25 weeks. It is called as Silver Jubilee, 50 week, Golden Jubilee, right? That kind of screening was happening. Okay. Movies are also kind of a waterfall, right? One movie is released, then it is going for 75 weeks, or at least 25 weeks is a very common. One movie in Maratha Mandir was running for almost 10 years, DDLJ. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it. So that was a waterfall method. Even the show timing was waterfall. 12 to 3, 3 to 6, 6 to 9, 9 to 12. Any city you go there, 15 minutes here and there, you can go to the theater at that time and you can watch the movie. Right? So it was very standard way. It was waterfall. Now, technology came into effect. But before technology came into effect, in late 90s, cinema industry started crashing. There's a big dip. Many theater was closed down. They started switching it to shopping malls. Okay, why? Because they were not getting so many viewers. This was a time for transformation for cinema industry. And they adopted technology. They became agile. And that agility they brought in by adopting technology, improving processes, upskilling the people, and being flexible. What they did? They became agile. Anytime you go to theater, you can see the movie. Not necessarily 12, 3, 6, 9. Right? Even user stories started forming. Right? If you go by Avenger, then Avenger Endgame, in between there was another movie. I don't remember all those movies, but they were having a user story screened, another user story connected to that, but the director or producer was keeping in mind that I need to make 3 Avenger or 5 Avenger or I don't know how many Avengers. That is what they were keeping in mind. Same is the Hindi movies, which you can say Houseful or Shumangal Saudhan and Shumangal Jada Saudhan and all kind of a thing. So, user stories. Same as in software industry. You become agile, you are waterfall, become agile, you started working on user story, you have split into sprint and all kind of a thing, you adopted a technology. So this is what it, more than that. The Bollywood and Hollywood is learning from each other, right? Is it true? Bollywood actors are going to Hollywood, working for 6 months, 9 months, coming back, learning, adopting the new technology. Same way, Bollywood films are being screened in US and very successful. So there's a mutual learning. Same way, the software industry is also learning. We have QAI, STC, a big platform for this. Everybody is coming here, giving their sessions, talking what they are doing it, so that they can discuss, they can learn what you are doing it, right? So that kind of culture is also there. So now you will agree to some extent, not full extent, if that there is a similarity between cinemas and software or the testing. Okay. In this process, we are also coming to this forum for last 3 years. In 2017, it was the, we came over here and we shared our view. Important here is whatever we are learning, we are trying to socialize it. We are trying to share it with the professionals so that they can grab some of the ideas or we may learn from them. In 2017, we came with a topic, creating sustainable software testing organization. Why we did it? Because at that time, everybody was questioning whether testing will remain in the organization, whether tester will have a life, whether he is going to grow in the organization. That was the question in front of us. DevOps was in the market. Agile was almost at a peak. So all those questions were there in front of testing professionals, and they were very worried. And that time, we talked about it, and we suggested few mantras that let's break the silos. Let's break the silo that we are tester, there's a developer, have a development mindset, continuously innovate, change our mindset. Resultant is we transform testing to quality engineering. Second year in 2018, we came here. And we talked about how to transform from quality assurance to quality engineer. And we are coming to this platform when we are doing it, we are experimenting it, we are living that life, and then only we are sharing it. So the transforming from testing to quality engineering need 4 kind of transformation. It is a people transformation, delivery transformation, technology transformation, and more than that is cultural transformation. Industry or the organization is transformed from testing to quality engineering. Now the next challenge in front of us is how to create matured quality engineering organization, because any transformation which is there, that needs to be matured. That needs some time. So topic of this year will be how to create matured testing quality engineering organization in digital era. Okay. If you are doing so many things, adopting so many technology, so many tools, open source, your own product, right? In this case, you need a very strong platform on which you can work, which is helping people, which is helping processes, which is helping technology. And that is the platform which we have it in Amdocs. We call it as Amdocs 361. Quality engineering powered by 361, a universe of people, process, and technology. Why? Because all those things we are talking about, whether it is automation, whether it is AI ML, whether it is digital transformation, everything needs a strong platform on which you can work, and which is integrated platform. So this is what we need to have in any organization if you want to go through this journey. This is topic for the agenda today. I'll be talking about integrated, intelligent quality engineering organization. I'll be talking about digital design strategy and scalable solution, futuristic vision, and investing people. I think many of you would have gone through this journey, right? When how the queue evolved, people started automation, right? Basic automation. Maybe the QTP, some of them Selenium, even writing in Perl scripts, etc., was kind of automation, right? It's a basic script. The challenge was there that in those kind of scripts, reusability was not there. Every time from project to project, you need to write the code again. And code can be written by the automation tester, the person who is familiar with those technologies. So organizations started realizing this is not a sustainable model, so let's develop some kind of a framework, and those framework should be able to reuse the contents or reuse the script. At the same time, a functional tester can also automate. So the second stage came, scriptless automation, when framework, either in-house developed framework or the framework which was developed by some other third party started using it. This helped automation in a big way, and people started automating the processes or automating the test cases, regression, progression, and all other things. Then it is still realized that automation is developed, then somebody has to run it. Another challenge, right? So another thing came into effect is unmanned automation. How unmanned automation can be? Use of AI ML or intelligent automation to be developed. And that was developed from this AI ML based testing, which is leveraging AI ML to predict test cases to run automated execution. Up to this stage, what was happening? Automation is there, AI ML is there, different tools. If system lifecycle or software testing lifecycle is, say, starting from design, development, and then writing test case, or execution, then data preparation and environment management, everybody develops some kind of a tool to help that particular process, right? So up to this time, it is okay. Yes, some help was there, some unmanned automation was developed. But that is not enough. Why? Unless the end-to-end intelligent flow is not developed, or the process is not in such a way that you are able to use the output of one process to another input of another process, even in the even intelligently, you will not be very successful. Okay, so that is the reason the challenges which organizations start feeling that 60% people are not satisfied with the current AI-based quality engineering solution. This is not my data. This is industry data. And the reason behind it is either we do not have adequate staff, that's the one of the challenge. Amount of checks and balances or the manual processes which we wanted to reduce are not being reduced, right? So people start thinking about a need to better integrate across more system and truly useful. That is what started thinking, and that is what is end-to-end intelligent system. This is our solution, that how we have done integrated intelligent solution. Initially, yes, we have developed AI ML for design or development or for execution or environment management, but at the end it needs to be integrated. And let's talk about it. Whenever there is a requirement coming from customer, what is the basic thing? You need to write the test cases, you need to design and write the test cases, right? In parallel, you need to see that the required data is available or not, or prepare the required data. See the environment is available or not. These three basic things is needed in order to proceed further. Normally in waterfall, it was a sequential step. In agile, to somewhat it become parallel, but still a lot of time is being wasted in data preparation, even in ensuring environment availability and all other things. So first step is to develop AI and ML, or take the help of AI ML in individual process, and the next step is it should be integrated. So wherever you are seeing this picture of brain, It means that these are the processes where we are using AI/ML, but at the same time, wherever you are seeing the arrows which is connecting to each other, you can see it. So the new requirement is coming, you are generating a test case, then you are predicting regression and progression, automation script, what scripts to be automated. If it is not automated, let's do that, and it goes to test execution. In parallel, pulling the data for test data management, stabilizing the environment, and all together helping the execution, at the end preparing the report. This is the integrated solution which we are talking about, which we have implemented. And I think everybody should try to reach to this stage. This is the end state, actually. Second point here, digital design strategy and scalable solution, right? Why we want to do that? A simple reason. In 60 seconds, 1 million users are logging into Facebook. 4.5 million videos are being viewed. You can see 41.6 million messages are text. Huge data, right? Such data cannot be processed, cannot be tested. And why it is happening? Because everything is becoming digital. There's IoT, there's a mobile, there are multiple devices, you have a connected car, connected home, and all of that. That is the reason analysts are predicting that by 2023, this business is going to grow up to $665 billion. 85% of the industry or the organizations will start using IoT. And more than 50% of the organization will invest in AI domain. So if that is the volume we are talking about, the testing community or the quality engineering community has a big role to play here. Unless we are ready for that, unless we are ready to prepare ourselves for the digital transformation era, we will not be successful. So what we are proposing here, QE strategy to align with digital era. Right now, you can say that QE strategy is a superset and digital strategy is subset of it right now. But over a period of time, you will see that there will not be any QE strategy. QE strategy and digital strategy will be one. Why? Because most of things will be digital. You cannot define a QE strategy separate and digital strategy separate. Even now you cannot do it, but right now I understand that a lot of work is being done on a different platform, and still it needs a different kind of a strategy, but at the same time, over a period of time, this will be the case. And why it is so? You can see that connected home, you have office, you can work in anywhere on the online portal, you can purchase anytime, okay? It is being used extensively. Why? There's a scalability. Scalability because cloud is providing that scalability. And more organizations are moving towards cloud. If we will be talking about 3 years before or 4 years before, people were thinking. Today, people are not thinking. People are doing. People are migrating their application. Even the product applications are being migrated. Products are migrated to cloud. So in this case, it becomes very important for us to define a digital strategy and what should be the consideration. The consideration, the most important is seamless user experience. Why? Because this is the key. If we are talking about connected home, it's not only a professional like us are using that device, right? A maid coming to your house is using a mobile. And more than that, these days, most of the housewives tell, okay, I have a free Wi-Fi, I'll give you free Wi-Fi along with the salary. Maid is ready to come to your house because she feels it's privilege, right? So that kind of thing is happening. And user is a boy of 15 years, very intelligent, a grandpa of 80 years, who is still learning how to use fourth button apart from the green, red, and contact button of a mobile, right? So the user experience will become a key. Second part, so many new technologies are coming. Every time we are running behind the technology. Oh, this is coming, let's grab it. DevOps is coming, let's grab it. But grabbing the technology, learning it, and start developing it may be useful for limited period. Unless you are having a framework to use that technology will not be sustainable in your organization. And that is the reason, if you are doing AI/ML development, please try to develop a framework for AI/ML development, because this development is not like that. If you are doing a testing in AI/ML, develop a framework. If you are having a digital testing, or if you want to test the digital application, please work on a framework. Similar to that, people were using automation framework. So the technology is important, but technologies has to have a framework. The most important, most of the applications are security vulnerable because of the usage anywhere, everywhere. Unless your application is secured, you'll be in a problem, right? And this testing is most important. Time to time, you'll be hearing that some of the payment applications, people started losing money, lakhs of rupees is withdrawn from the bank and all of that. Why? Because proper security testing is not done. And this is creating problem. Another important aspect is performance. If you are downloading any app, and if that app in first 3 times is not helping you, or you are not seeing a good performance of that, I'm sure that next time you are not going to use it. I can tell you my personal example. I'm using one application of one bank. I use it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. After that, I'm not using. I prefer to go even on mobile to a website of bank, and I use it. So that is the way. If performance is not there, application will be killed. Earlier, in a traditional way, we were testing functionality. Okay, application is there, we tested the functionality, and it is great. But now it is not the case. When you're testing the testing the application, it is application testing, network, device, system, everything needs to be tested together. This end-to-end testing is important. If you're not considering network into things, if you're not considering security, if you're not considering performance, and if you're not considering where the network is touching, what are the interfaces are there, I think this will be a challenge. So these are the consideration at high level which we are talking about. Of course, velocity and time to market is important. Unattended test automation, leveraging RP and ML capability is most important, because nobody can test so many things, actually, and the data which is coming in, unless you are automating it. So these are the things which we thought, what are the testing consideration in a very specific way I have listed in this slide. Starting with customer experience, what do you need to test? Compatibility, accessibility, usability, and content testing. These 4 things are impacting. It is not only the 4 things, there are many other things, but I think minimum these 4 things we need to focus to improve the customer experience. Okay, nowadays there are different standards defined for all these things, so we need to be there. Technology integration, using one technology will not help. IoT is coming in a big way. You are testing only IoT application, will not help. You need to test IoT with cloud migration, with security, and with microservices, and maybe some other technology together, and that technology integration is to be considered. Business performance, I already talked about it. End-to-end journey, I already talked about it. And technology transformation. Technology is changing, 4G to 5G, AI, blockchain, and other things are coming. We need to look at it. Similar to the Bollywood, again I go to Bollywood. Bollywood transformed themselves. They went to multiplex, they went to multi-screen and all other things, but they started facing challenge from Netflix, Amazon, and all other things. Right? So they adopted that technology also, and nowadays movies are made exclusively for that. Same way, we also need to see what is coming and start working on that. Futuristic vision, always have a futuristic, one is a short-term vision, which can be 1 year, 2 year, but at the same time, have a futuristic vision that what is coming in the market and how to have strategy, long-term strategy to address it. Not everything which is coming to the market, you can grab it. Definitely some evaluation is needed, and then we need to talk about it, right? Augmented reality or virtual reality is very much in there. Robotics, drone, robots, ships, connected car, connected home, that is already very popular, and in a near future, you will see a lot of things in this case. 4G to 5G, this is not far off, and at the end of the day, whatever we are developing, security, and security is going to be one of the prime vertical in most of the organization. How to do it? Show urgency and act now. Invest in R&D and develop services. R&D investment is important. You may say, if you look at 3 year, 4 year, 5 year before, probably testing testing professionals were not spending on R&D too much, but now it is a need to continuously invest in R&D. Have a POC, have a lab, different kind of labs to test things. Okay. Develop competency and capability by upskilling. Partnership with the existing player. You cannot develop all the skill set in your organization. Sometimes you need to partner with the experts or the organization which are in this field and play together. Socialize. Different forums to socialize, within organization to socialize. These are the things which is invest in people. That's the most important part. Continuously upgrade and upskill people. And not only people, yourself also. We are not manager here, okay, I will tell you need to learn Java and you need to learn Python and you need to learn Microsoft. We need to learn. Okay. Unless you will learn, you will not be able to make your organization to be ready for that. Because when people see that their managers are learning, their managers are talking some terminology which is important, they will also learn. Learning in group, I will talk about it slightly in detail. Create a POCs and services, develop interactive lab and practices, roll out the pilot. And learning in group is very important. When we started working on AI ML, we created a group. We call it as ELVIS. Okay, ELVIS is a explore, learn, visualize, implement and scale. This is what ELVIS. Elvis, the person who changed the music industry, same way we use Elvis' name for changing things. We created a group of 6 to 7 managers and some of the testing professionals within them, 10 to 15 group, and we asked them, you know your business better, you know your application better, go to the floor and identify where you can implement AI ML, where you can work on digital, what you can learn and what you can develop. They came up with a very good POCs. We nurtured them. Once POC was selected, we selected some of the POCs to take it to production. This is the best way of learning. And all this was not done the people who are sitting idle or sitting on the bench. No, not at all. The people who is working in most important project and most crisis project is able to do it, because he sees his future in these technologies. And learning together is the most important thing in the organization, and this is what to be explored. Because of all these things, the transformation from quality engineering and focusing on digital, Amdocs is leader in telco industry for quality engineering. This is by Nelson Hall, and this is from 2014 onwards. We are delivering almost 95% plus project. They are successful project, 2,500 professionals all across. Most of the tier 1 customers, tier 1 operators are our customer. At any moment of time, we run 75 to 100 projects. Okay, our patents, investment on R&D is very high. 40 patents are registered, 13 patents are in the process. So this is the success story of Amdocs Quality Engineering, which I have narrated. Thank you very much. I think I'm well on time. We have 40 seconds to ask one question. Before that, you need to answer my question. Okay? Please.
Ladies and gentlemen, any questions? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen.